Okay, here are a couple of the things that I do with the styles that's going to clean them up. First thing I did was I go over to my options, and then in the customize ribbon I created a custom tab and group for styles, and then I just came over here and basically added all the options for styles into those tabs, or into that tab, so that I can get to them very easily. So in the main document I want to go to the styles list. Now, to find out which one of these are being used and are not being used, there is a holy motherfucking shitload here. Wow. Wow. I'm just going to go through some of these and see if all of them are actually... See if it says selected one instance, select two instances. Those need to be changed before we... They don't have to be changed before we delete the style, but it's just going to leave it as something that needs formatting, and you may want to do that because it will be obvious what needs styles after that. Okay, so there's your clear character 7. Funny because I went through and deleted a bunch of these that were not being used, and now every one I'm showing you here is in use at least once. The other thing you can do is, let's find something here. I'm gonna assume that you don't use this Comic Sans, right? So I'm gonna select all 10 instances of it. Which it has done. Come on. And now I could choose to change this, but I don't know if you have this here intentionally. That's that comic font, but if I were to change it, then I could delete that style. But I'm not going to do that here because it looks like you may actually yes I am, to show you. You see this is in 10 instances, which I selected, I believe, just to make sure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change those to the same thing, but point before. That's it now. Well, styles, apply style. God damn it. See, Mike, it's not just you. It's this Microsoft shit. The fuck? You know what? It's going to be listed under comic. Well, obviously, it is not doing what I'm asking it to do. What I was going to do is change that to, I'm going to change it to a style that I know exists. Alright, we're just going to say normal. I'm sure you'll find that, right? Normal. Okay. I am applying normal to those that were selected. And now, this son of a bitch. Well, and now, Mike, you see why this Microsoft stuff drives us fucking nuts. Okay, I have those 3 instances selected here. I'll try this one more time. I don't want to totally screw up your document. So now we are going to go over here. It's selected, right? We are going to apply style. We'll apply normal. Well, you know what? That style is probably just merging with the style that I applied, so it's gone. As far as I'm concerned, it's gone. If not, it will be pretty obvious that it's missing. Like what I believe just happened. Anyway, Mike, that is my plan for deleting styles. It is a little bit more difficult than it appears, but I did get rid of a bunch of them. Any of them that don't say they have an instance associated with them first is what I went through and tried to take care of. Maybe I got all those. If that's the case, then you still got a super motherfucking assload full of styles left. I think that's what Penn and Teller would call it. A motherfucking assload, okay? Yeah, so I'll come back to this, but alright. Anyway, that was my idea. And I have the lists for the bullets and for the daggers. Oh, I know what I want to show you. Go down to page 182, or no, 8 something. It's where we were before. where shit wasn't fitting on one line. I'm going to use this as an example. Okay. If I highlight this stuff, and if it's this one's hanging off a little bit more, so it might not work, but what I do to fix this is I go to the font settings and then advanced, and here you can select whether you want the spacing to be normal, expanded, or condensed. Expanded means spread the letters out, condensed means crush them in. If you do it as condensed by a point, you'll see it looks like shit. So you wouldn't be normally condensing by this much. But what I did for the section that I fixed for you was I set this condensed only to 0.1 points, and that was enough on that page to bring up that trailing line a little bit without actually knocking down the size of the font, which makes it look inconsistent. That is, knocking down the size of the font makes it look like it doesn't match the rest of the book. So if you want to make them a little bit closer, you can. Or did I just make it a little bit further? Oh, condensed is what I want. Condensed by 2 points. And you can play around with that until you have what you want. Obviously, if it's condensed too much, it's going to look like shit, and you may not be able to do it unless you don't mind that. And you may have to play with the numbers here a little bit before you get exactly what you want. I would consider that acceptable, but still, and in this particular case, it really doesn't do anything to the formatting. Where there was like one line on the second line of everything, it did do something, so that's why I'm showing you that. Also, there's something else I wanted to show you here. What the fuck did I want to show you? I'll leave it at that for now to show you these few things here that are corrected. Oh, one more thing I'll show you is the tabs for the bullets. Right now, I've put them under Nuevo if I just created them. And what the fuck am I doing? This is where these tabs are set, so you won't have to worry about these if you're using the style, because I built those exact tabs into these styles. You'll see if I go to format the numbering, which is just the bullets, the tab indent at 33, they're actually each at 33 even, 33, 66, 99, 132, blah blah blah, and so on. So those are now set to your exact tab stops within a tenth of an inch or whatever. And this is where you can change the bullet if you wanted to explore other bullets. This is what you want to automatic so that the color of the bullets change appropriately rather than having it set at black. If you want another bullet, new bullet. Now in new bullet, I have it set to Wingdings, but there's a whole bunch of fonts here that you could use. Wingdings, Wingdings 2, Wingdings 3 I haven't even seen yet. And if you find a series of symbols that you think fits better with the subject matter, then, or just looks better, then you'll find them somewhere in here. This is actually fun looking for these because there are quite a few different things, and like you said, design is as important as content. I think that's what you said, and vice versa. And having something very slightly different from what the competitors have or the other books out there have, I think makes it interesting just all that much more to have, even if it's bullets, having it a little different, like your daggers. I think they're all things that make it more readable. So anyway, that's where I got those bullets from. You can look through there, and if there's one that you like or one set that you like better than the one that's there, let me know and I'll put them in. So I'm going to cancel out of that. And now I'm going to give you this, which doesn't have much info on it, but I'm going to give it to you for now because I wanted to cover those few things. 17 fucking minutes. You're going to be bored to death here, but here we go.